Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. Okay, I'm in a strange place, for me at least, and it's got me thinking about strange biblical passages. So I thought we'd talk about some this week. You know, the Bible was written in an age and in a culture very different than ours today. And one of the passages that you read about and you say, wow, that is strange, happens in a book called 2 Kings. Now, this is taking place, 700, 800, 900 years before the birth of Jesus. And so that puts it into a time capsule for you. But in 2 Kings chapter 2, verses 23 and 24, two short verses, have a most bizarre sounding story. Elijah has died. He was a great prophet, but his protege was Elisha, and he left behind on Elisha like a double blessing. If Elijah was a superhero, Elisha would be a double superhero with super extra superhero powers. But anyway, Elisha is out and about, and he is near the town of Bethel. And these boys come out and start mocking him. And they're saying, hey, Baldy, go back to where you belong. Because evidently Elisha was bald. He would not have shaved his head. That was against the law that Moses had given. And so if he's bald, it's because he's naturally bald. So they're mocking him. And he curses the boys and gets on his way. Meanwhile, two she-bears come out and maul and kill 42 of the boys. That's it. That's the whole story. So what do we do with that story? Well, first we add a little local flavor, a little culture to help us better understand it. Elisha as a prophet was, in essence, the spokesperson for God. He was to be treated the same way we would treat God himself if God were on earth. And mocking Elisha just really wasn't a cool move. But what gives this even more meaning is it happens in Bethel. And Bethel was a place that took its name from God visiting Jacob on that site. The name Bethel means literally house of God. But by this time, that wonderful way this place started had erupted and corroded, and it was actually a central focus point for idolatry. This is a place that is used as the paradigm example of how Israel has gone disobedient and idolatrous against God. So these kids are ne'er-do-wells. They're in an idolatrous place. They're mocking, in essence, God. And Elisha calls a curse on them, and the curse actually comes true. So what are we going to do with this story? What does it mean for you, and what does it mean for me? Well, first of all, it makes me realize that I don't need to be mocking God. I mean, just candidly, I need to treat God with a measure of respect. You know, all too often we're too lackadaisical about God. He invades our language as we just use phrases of, oh my God, or Jesus' name is used in such a lackadaisical manner. And we need to think about how we honor and respect God and not just, in a sense, make a mockery of him. But I'll tell you something else it does. If Elisha was God's representative on earth, it also shows it's a lot better to be on God's side than it is to be on the side that's mocking him, because God will take care of his people. It's a strange story. It's an unusual story, I admit it. But it's a story that has a good lesson, and it's why I've made it your video thought for today. More strangeness tomorrow.